And we're back. Pedal power this time. The old Norco. We're gonna go hit some cross-country trails first here, just as a warm-up. I'm at Swan Creek here, just outside of Tacoma. And we're gonna see how the foot does today, based on I've been able to ride the mini moto around a little bit, and I did the pump track on the jump bike, so I should be able to do decent on this, although it's not so much the foot, but like the ankle is a little stiff just because I didn't use my foot for so long. And I just got to be careful not to drop my heels too fast, too far, if you know what I mean. And that kind of hurts, but other than that, I feel pretty good. So we're just gonna do this quick loop, cross-country loop, as a warm-up. And then we'll do a couple of the easier jump trails. And then see how we feel from there. The trails are nice down here today though. The conditions are really good. Cool little down up right here. Ooh, it's soft at the bottom. All right, there should be, if I remember, yeah, there's a couple of cool little jumps here in a corner. That's a double. Ooh. You ever have your seat whack you in the balls? That just happened to me. A little tap, but enough to be all like, ouch. So I've been riding the mini moto past couple of days, which has been a blast. But that thing, the brakes are opposite of what they are on this bike. So yeah, I gotta keep reminding myself. Feels a little soft, but we'll see. Oh man, it couldn't be nicer in here today. Still March. So yeah, that last run, like I said, I'm taking it easy on the jumps because of my foot. The last jump, I didn't clear it. I came up short, but it's a tabletop, but just landing on the flat top of that jump kind of hurt my left ankle a little bit. I didn't hurt it more, just it felt stiff, and so I stretch it out, but we're just gonna take it easy, like I said, for the day, because we have a lot of riding we want to do this summer. We don't want to mess ourselves up on the first ride out. Plus we got dirt biking to do, and mini moto stuff to do, and camping. I mean, a whole summer full of activities that a hurt foot isn't part of the plan. But so we're just gonna do hustle and flow, which is just kind of a downhill, easy trail. If you want to call it tech, I suppose you could, easy tech. But no big jumps or anything on it. Here we go. A fun one. Go up for lap number 3. We're gonna do ground control, which is a blue jump trail. And it's cool because it's got a little bit of a road gap on it, which is right here. That's the jump, and that's the landing. But I can clear everything on this trail. So let's see how I do today. And you can, like I said, this is a place you can lap if you've never been here. And if you can clear this whole trail, you should be able to do some other of the double blacks like TNT, but those are all gaps, so you got to be ready for it. Anyway, this is the trail to my right that we're going to come down, and the climb is super short, but I don't know how long, I don't know how long I'm going to ride today. Just kind of want to keep going until I'm dead tired, because this is the first day of riding where I'm actually doing laps and doing climbs. So I want to see where I'm at, because I've been injured, and I haven't been living the most healthy lifestyle, meaning not exercising and eating and other bad things. So need to get out here and detoxify. My first big ride of the year. I do too. I usually almost feel sick to my stomach by the end of the ride, which I take as a good sign that that's like all of the toxins, like squeezing them out of my muscle tissue, kind of getting into my bloodstream. I sound like I know what I'm talking about. I don't. This is just in my mind, that's how it works. So, but yeah, let's get up here. We're almost to the top. There's a couple dudes waiting for runs. Let's go check it out. All right, ground control. Feels like it's running pretty good. Not bad. Almost at the top for lap 4. Yep, good times out here. I spent the past couple of days, mostly last night, working on my dirt bike, my 2016 XCW. I did a top end on it a week ago, and then when I was just tinkering with the bike, I realized that the rear sprocket, front sprocket, chain, brake rotor, brake pads, and rear wheel bearings and seals were all bad. So, oh yeah, I'll get back to you in a second. Ground control's fun, but you definitely need to pedal on it, especially like a couple of roller / tabletops before their little road gap. You gotta pedal, and right now it's a little soft. It's not as fast as it could be, but like I said, we still went for it. We came up a little short. See if we can make it happen this time. All right, let's go. Right here, you gotta pedal really hard. There we go. Now we can just kind of coast to the end and make all the jumps no problem. Fun little step down here. And then the last double. Now we'll get back into my story. Yeah, so yeah, I spent the last night finishing up the rear end. So what happened was I started doing it. This the top end is done. And I'm like, all right, let me do all the back end stuff, rear drive and bearings and all that. Pop the wheel off. Right off the bat, can't get the bearings out of the wheel. I don't have a bearing puller. So I order a bearing puller. That shows up. A couple of days, ordered it from Rocky Mountain. I think every part I ordered for that thing is from Rocky Mountain, except for the top end I got from Slavens. But get the whole wheel part, get it back together, pop the bearings into it, get it all mounted up, back on the bike, and realize I forgot to put the spacer in it. So I had to take it apart, pull the good bearings out with the bearing puller, put the spacer in, seat the new bearings back into the wheel, put it all back together, had it mounted, looked at the bench, forgot to put the fucking seals on it. Take the wheel back off again, and now like I got to use the puller to get the the spacers that you put on the outside of the wheel that ride in the bearing. Those are pressed in, so I got to use the puller for that. And of course I'm doing that, it pulls out one of the bearings. Long story short, I took that wheel apart 4 times before I got it right. And then I got a AG801 battery for it. Oh, we're gonna go to the next spot, that's right. I got an AG801 battery for it just because it's a 2016 and just a starter on it. I got a 410 watt Arrowhead starter. I redid the collar bushings and all that. When I had the bike all back together, it turned over hard still with the stock, well, not the stock battery, but it was an Araya battery or a Shirai, and I had a Rocky Mountain, a Tusk battery, both of them lithium. It would turn it over, but slow. Take the spark plug out and it'd crank nice and fast. And I was just like, wow, the top end's so tight, it's hard, but kickstart, the bike starts easy. On and on, whatever, the starting circuit did work. So then I get everything back together. I'm like, all right, I popped the AG801 battery in it. Let's go start it. I start it, it just clicks. The starter doesn't spin or nothing. Come to find out, just the starter had kind of soft seized. I ended up like taking the Bendix gear out, or the cover, just taking that one gear, the idler gear between the starter and the Bendix. I took that gear off so that I could just spin the starter without spinning the motor. And it was just clicking. I'd get a good solid click at the relay, but the starter wouldn't fire. So I was just doing some troubleshooting. I jumped the relay, just went off the hot side of the relay and straight to the starter, and the starter started spinning, but it sounded crusty. And then after a couple of seconds it loosened up, and then it was spinning nice and free and quiet. So I let it run for like 15 seconds, and then I'd stop and run it for 15 seconds, and then I don't want the starter to get too hot. But long story short is I still haven't started the bike up, except for when I kick started it after the top end. Now I was chasing the electrical gremlins, but I still don't know what was going on. I think the starter was just soft seized, and the starter just wouldn't kick it over. It would just click, and that's it. Because now it works fine. So when I get home tonight, we'll put that idler gear back in and see if that AG801 solves my starter issue. Anyway, let's get back to mountain biking. All right, another easy trail called Feedback. Just a fun little flowy trail. It really requires some pedaling, but it's still fun. And that was feedback. Alright, that was a good one. Doing our climb now for lap 6, lap 7, I don't even know anymore. And we're off, frigid air. First jump's a table. This one's kind of a fun one, you can hit it one way or another. Here's a nice little gapper, and then the shark fin. And then this is the new double right here. You hit it to the left. And then like this jump I don't really hit because it's just, I case it out too hard. This is where you gotta pedal hard. Pedal hard, like. Still gotta pedal really hard to make it, but at least we make it. And this part of the trail is just fun and flows so good. Should be able to, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Whoa. And we're off. This one's a good one. Yeah. Yep, that was all right. Definitely a fun day. Didn't send it too big, but sent it enough to have fun. So we're just calling her a day. Looks like we bottomed out the rear fork, or rear shock. I never put the little thing down to see where I was at. Front one, didn't really have it in the right spot either. Oh, and next ride. Judging by the dust, I didn't use like a good 3 inches of my front fork. All right, that was fun. Sweet. Let's go head back. We did Swan Creek today. First real mountain bike ride of the year, and it went good. Bike feels good. I love this thing, especially since I put the Cascade link on. This bike has been a joy. I'm lucky I got it. Anyway, that's it. But we're gonna go try something else. Let's go see what else we can get in today, because the day is early, and I am Chadman Bikes, and there's more biking to do because the weather's nice. So let's go see what that is. Boom. Second part. Little mini moto. Gonna go to a little patch of grass about two blocks away. See if we can burn in a little bit of a track over there too. Gotten really windy outside. Got windy. I got a little bit of a track burned in over here. Started anyway. But yeah. Got a nice straightaway. This is a downhill. Like, to give you an idea how much of a downhill. I'm not even touching the gas right here. so we got a bit of a downhill. I don't use any regen on this thing either, so we did about 10 laps. We're still at 92%, but here, this is it. Now we're going kind of uphill. Cut through the grass and cut in the trail or the track or whatever. But we'll keep coming down here every once in a while, and we'll hit it up and burn in a little bit more and burn in a little bit more. Pretty fun this way. Car pulled up and now they're just kind of posted up there watching me. Muddy down here today. Back out onto the street. Arms are beat. This is a workout. I like this line though. Sweet. This thing never lets you down. Ugh. Just a blast to ride.